Hello everyone, I'm Heroix Golden and I have another low round world record to show you guys. This time I'll be showing you all Ancient Evil done on the lowest round it ever has, or ever will, be done. I know I usually have you guys pause right about now and comment what rounds you think I'll finish the Easter egg by, and I'd still like you guys to do that, but this time instead of guessing how many resets you think it took to get this run, I'd like you guys to guess how long I've spent trying to redo this record, because I've done it before, but have spent every game since trying to pull it off again. Don't worry, I know you guys like to see me being tortured by RNG, so I can give you guys good news by stating that there were countless resets involved to get this run started as well. First reason being Perkaholic. In BO4 there are 17 normal perks. You can set 4 in your loadout, but when you pop Perkaholic, it'll give you 6 additional perks randomly. And I need to make sure that I don't get 3 certain ones. Bombshell, Luna, and Electric Cherry. All of which would ruin any chance at this record. That alone roughly gives me a 4% chance at even getting a game started, but don't worry, it doesn't stop there. But I'll get to that here in a moment. Eventually, I finally managed to get a game where I had neither of those 3 perks. Right away, I come around the corner and shoot the mirror so that it's positioned for the Chimera Gauntlet later. Then I open up the first door out of spawn and shoot the second mirror so that it's positioned as well. For anyone wondering about why the door didn't cost, if you do the Voyage Easter egg or simply get to the 9 boss fight, then afterwards you can load into any map and all doors will be free. It works on all maps except for Tag or Alpha Omega, and it lasts up until you restart your Black Ops 4 application. Now it's important that I have a specialist charge for this next part, so I take this chance to pop raindrops. This allows me to also hit the box a few times and hopefully get the Hellion rocket launcher. I grab one of the shield parts off the bridge as I run past it as well, and then just get a few box spins off. After hitting the box, I come in to activate the Sentinel artifact. Right away this spawns 3 skeletons, but rather than kill them, I let them hit me so that I can trigger all my Winter's Well. The reason for this is so that the Winter's Well isn't available to proc on this next part. Once they've triggered all my Winter's Well charges, I continue to kill them so that it starts spawning zombies. Although I don't kill anything that spawns. Up until now I've only killed those 3 skeletons, so I should have 3 kills on the leaderboard. Keep that in mind. So I get as many zombies as I can spawned and close to me, and then I just stand still and let them trigger my dying wish. That way it gives time for the other zombies to get close to me as well. And then a few seconds before the lockdown finishes, I pull out my specialist and put it away real fast. This way I'm able to respawn all those zombies, and it causes them to turn into normal zombies that spawn in on the round. But this is where I face the second challenge to this run. I have to get at least 25 zombies respawn right here, or it's a reset. The reason is because I have to get over the cap for how many zombies that can be spawned in on the map at once, which is 24. On BO4, the round timer that automatically causes the round to flip doesn't actually start as long as you have more zombies than can be spawned in at once. Since 24 can be spawned in as long as I have 25, then that timer doesn't ever trigger. This is easier said than done, especially since all the zombie speeds are just completely random. Needless to say, I've spent way too much time having to restart just because of that part as well. So now I'm back to having to restart for Perkaholic. Don't worry, I didn't spend all of the last year getting to that part and having to restart. I finally managed to get enough zombies respawn during the lockdown, but it left me without having my specialist charged, but I may be able to at least work around that. I head back to spawn and also grab the shield part since in this run I hadn't done that yet, and then shoot the mirror here so that it lines up for later. Now the priority is to work on trials, all the while making sure I don't kill any zombies. The first trial it gives me was one that required kills, so obviously, as I said, I can't do that one. While letting the trial timer run out, I just train the zombies over in front of the Chimera Gauntlet pedestal. Then I use the specialist trick to respawn them, while also having it recharge my specialist back to full. I'm actually able to continue doing this indefinitely if I wanted, but I'm just doing it for the points to buy more trials while letting the current one run out. For those of you who are only seeing this trick for the first time and are confused about what exactly is going on, let me go ahead and explain. When you first pull out your specialist, any zombies that are directly around you get respawned. I guess Treyarch intended your specialist to be like an oh crap button, so they made it so that the zombies directly beside you just get respawned. But when doing this, you get points as if you killed them outright, even if you put it away right away, and that respawn effect has a minimum time that it'll activate. So if you pull your specialist out and then instantly put it away, it'll continue respawning zombies for about a second or so. And since your specialist is put away, all those kills count right back towards filling it right back up. With enough zombies, you can just indefinitely farm points this way without ever actually killing. You'll actually see me do a lot of insane stuff with the specialist trick throughout the BO4 maps I'll continue to show you guys. By now, the trials run out, so I can go back to spawn to start another one and hope for better luck. I was actually kind of unsure how to feel, and because the luck actually was better, I'm really not used to this kind of thing happening. This trial is one of the good ones I can work with. Speaking of trials, even though I have 3 doors, I'm avoiding opening any doors for now so that it doesn't increase the possible trials it can give, because it won't ever give me a trial such as a kill in a certain area if I don't have that area open yet. I do have to be careful doing this trial though, especially since I try to get 3 health bars knocked off and then letting my health recover, since it's more efficient. But it means that I'm a single health bar away from downing, because Dying Wish is still on cooldown from doing the Sentinel Artifact lockdown. I continue working on trials so that I can get the epic reward, which oddly in this game is after legendary, not before. Anytime the trial would require me to kill zombies, I just group the zombies up and respawn them over in front of the Chimera pedestal. Although the trial for killing in the amphitheater as well as killing in the spawn room are both exceptions, since I can use the specialist trick and it counts as kills for that. As soon as the reward reaches epic, I accepted it so that I could start working towards another reward that needed to be at least legendary. Although I do just go ahead and get the reward on up to epic. Now I can actually go ahead and open up the rest of the map. At this point, I just run through the whole map to see where I have my gauntlet spawned at. Unfortunately, this is one of those games where I end up having only one gauntlet spawned on this side of the map, which ended up being at the intersection of treasuries. I melee it and pick it up. Although it would have been better if I had 2 gauntlets spawned over here, it still won't ruin my run, thankfully. I come back in front of the Chimera Gauntlet pedestal and then get all of my zombies hoarded back up, but this time it's not for points. It's so that they can keep me safe. I place the gauntlet, and this causes me to get locked in a really small circle for about a minute, and I still can't kill any zombies. Plus, this also spawns in some additional zombies that I have to deal with as well, but at least those I can kill. So I let Winter's Well prop, which freezes the whole horde of zombies, and then I kill any of the extras, but making sure I kill them well away from me. Otherwise, they can drop a nuke, and it'd be a rep game. Once I know the lockdown's about to end, I go ahead and use the respawn trick. That way, it gets rid of the zombies and allows me to actually, be safe. Then I go ahead and pick up the gauntlet. Those 3 mirrors I lined up earlier in the game, I now have to shoot them with the gauntlet and then melee to pick up the lights and then run them back to the gauntlet pedestal, melee to place them down. After placing the final one, I don't immediately enter the portal for the lockdown though, which is the final part to building each of the gauntlets. Instead, I come back over to pick up the bridle, which spawns a Gegenees. I run away from it as fast as I can though, because if he sees me and throws its spear, it can kill any of the zombies that it hits along its path. But it's alright, I don't need to be able to see it to kill it. All I have to do is come back to the portal for the gauntlet and enter it. This immediately kills the Gegenees. I just stand near the edge here using the gauntlet till it ends and the portal spawns for me to exit. I placed the gauntlet back down in its pedestal though, since I can't work on any of the others if I already have one in my hand. One of the shield parts actually drops from the Gegenees, so I just check back along the path that was coming, find it, and get it picked up. I realized at this point I still hadn't picked up one of the shield parts, so I take a moment to grab it from near where I picked up the gauntlet, then built and equipped it. Now I'm able to ride Pegasus over to the dark side. I first ran around the map though, said that the zombies weren't all spawned directly near it, because when getting on Pegasus, it basically does damage to a large area around it, but no matter what, it still costs me some zombies, which also means that the timer for the automatic round flip ends up getting started. As soon as I land in the dark side, I check where the first part of the Pegasus strike is and pick it up. Also look for one of the 3 gauntlets that will be spawned on this side as well. I find one down the right side near the Karen Gauntlet pedestal. Come across to the left side to grab the second part to the Pegasus strike. Then get near the cage on this side for unlocking the Pack-a-Punch so that it spawns in a handful of skeletons. Any of the skeletons that have helmets, I try to shoot them off, since you can respawn skeletons and it'll turn them into regular zombies, but it only works if they don't have helmets on. Now that I've spawned them, I run back to the right side and shoot down the other cage for unlocking the Pack-a-Punch, which causes a Gegenees to spawn in. I have it follow me as I come back and get near the skeletons. I pull out my specialist to respawn them, but this time I have to keep it out and then use its beam to open the cage, before running to the right side and opening its cage as well. Now, by coming to the middle of the world, it triggers the lockdown to unlock the Pack-a-Punch. Anyone happen to notice what I missed at this point? Well, I didn't. So here I am focused on shooting the helmets off of even more skeletons that spawn from the lockdown. Not me, with no audio myself, being really confused because I'd never had a Gegenee spawn during this lockdown. I'm gonna avoid saying how long it took before it hit me that I'd never killed the Gegenees from a second ago. I get it killed right as the pack lockdown finishes, and then place the gauntlet down for the Ornos gauntlet to start its lockdown. I used the same trick as earlier and let the zombies protect me while frozen with the winter's well. Respawned them near the end of it, but didn't quite get my specialist fully charged back. I do get it back before it finishes by mailing a few of the zombies spawned by the lockdown though. I start looking around for another gauntlet and find one at the entrance to the pack area. Pick it up and bring it up to the Cairn pedestal and do its little lockdown the same way. As soon as it finishes, I pick it up and come up to the River of Sorrow. I have to use the gauntlet to kill a handful of zombies while here. I end up getting down to a single zombie before it allowed me to drink from the river. While Shad comments on his really odd taste in party favors.
I have snorted dried tiger penis, but swallowing this
I'll run a loop around the area to grab the 3 coins that I have to collect among a bunch of fake ones. I place them down in the Cairn Gauntlet pedestal to activate its portal and then enter it. For this one, I just come into the corner, aim at my feet, and shoot charge shots until it finishes and allows me to portal out. The final gauntlet I find down behind Pack-a-Punch and then teleport back to the other side of the map. I placed this one down at the Gaia pedestal near where I got on the Pegasus earlier. Since I'm down to only one zombie, I can't really use the same strat with the Winter's Well this time. But at this point I don't really need it since that was more for keeping all of my zombies alive. The 10-minute timer runs out during this, so I have the round flip to round 2. I don't have to actually do any of the upgrade steps for this gauntlet after the lockdown though, because the step I need to use it for in a moment doesn't actually require it to be upgraded. So as soon as it finishes, I just teleport to the dark side just long enough to grab the Cairn Gauntlet before teleporting back. Up until now, I hadn't accepted the second reward I had earned, so I have to do that now since the flame doesn't actually register until you've accepted the reward. Once it does, I have to use my shield to melee the flame. Making sure to keep my shield out the whole time, there are 3 oil spots I have to run around to melee. The first one is near the bridge where I got the first shield part. The second is right down the stairs at the Spartan Monument. And the final one's here in the corner in the intersection of treasuries. Having the shield on fire like that does slowly cause your shield to take damage, so before doing anything else, I'll go ahead and grab a fresh one. It's actually something I have to be really careful about in this run, because if Victorious ever procs, even once, this whole run would be lost. For the next step, I have to come down in front of the perk area in Spartan Monument and shoot a charged Cairn shot on the ground and stand in it. While the shot's active, I have to look around at these statues on either side and then shoot whichever one has blue eyes. I quickly do that 4 times, and it's important that I hurry because the gauntlet shot is killing any zombies that are getting near me. This step can be bad due to it being able to kill the zombies, but it's also good because it spawns a bunch of extra skeletons that I can turn back into zombies. After shooting the 4 statues, I come right up the stairs to break one of the wheels revealing the first cog. The second wall I have to destroy is up the next set of stairs and to the left right as I enter the intersection of treasuries. Since the zombies are far enough away, once the cogs line up, I have the time to go ahead and throw my shield spear at it. And the final wall is just past that to the left of the auger wall by. It takes the longest to line up, plus the skeletons were all chasing me around trying to turn me into a skeleton, so I wait to throw that one. Everyone really hates on the Blightfathers, but honestly, those skeletons have caused me way more issues doing low round runs than any Blightfather. Speaking of skeletons, just like earlier, I have to make sure to shoot all the helmets off any skeletons that have them. Once I'm sure the helmets have all been shot off, I get back to throwing the spear at the first and the third cog. The third one's definitely the most annoying, only due to how long it takes the cog to actually go around. Once I've got them all taken care of, I have to throw my spear once more here in the Stoa of Athenians so that the spear lands right as the 3 statues are all facing the center. Of course, get that little confidence boost going when I actually get it the first try. Now comes the absolute worst step of this whole Easter egg for me. You would think that with all the steps I have to reset on or runs I've had to redo just to test a single mechanic that this wouldn't be so annoying, but this thing shouldn't have been named Gegenees. It should be named Giga Troll, because boy does it troll the absolute life out of me. First part of it requires me to pick up the Gaia Gauntlet and come to the offering of the Adelids to shoot at 3 areas. That's not so bad, even though it can kill zombies when doing it. It's the next part that's really frustrating. After shooting the third spot with it, it spawns in the Gigatroll. I have to bring said Gigatroll to the intersection of treasuries and have it do its shield blast attack, but good luck with that. All this thing will ever do is throw its spear at me, and every time it does that, it risks killing some of my zombies. And one of the problems with having so many zombies on the map is that it makes for a lot of possible targets. This does give me an excuse to use my specialist though, since I can respawn the skeletons into normal ones. And if any of you guys happen to know of a consistent way to guarantee him doing the shield blast without me actually having to damage him and risk killing him, then please tell me. Like, please. But eventually,
3 days later,
he finally does the shield blast.
Cheers, Oracle. Or should I call you?
I just make sure to stand here in front of the crystals so that his blast breaks it to drop the part that I need.
Again, honestly.
Then I can actually focus on killing it, although I try to do it with the zombies not directly around it so that I avoid any accidental kills. Thing is an absolute bullet sponge though. It's like shooting the Astra Maloran boss all over again.
Why am I not getting better at dodging these pieces?
435 bullets later, it does die, and I'm able to pick up the pole that it drops.
Lance is right up Alistair's alley.
In the offering of the Adelids, I'm able to place that pole in the center of the gold sundial in the floor. This triggers the ability for a zombie to turn into an electric zombie. I have to wait a moment until it spawns, and then get him walking over the sundial itself and kill to activate it. I wait until the blue symbol is lined up correctly, and then interact with the pole. I now have to do this 2 more times, but unfortunately, a side effect of being this low of a round is that you can only get 2 electric zombies to spawn per round. I'll let the second spawn and repeat the same process. Now, I'll have to flip the round to do the final electric zombie, but I can still take care of a few other things before that. I pick up the Chimera Gauntlet, as well as the part that the Gigatroll blasted down, and I place both of them in the hands of the Raw Perk statue.
Come on, mate. Are you determined to
This starts what most people think is the most difficult part of this Easter egg. Of course, one of the best parts about showing you guys these videos is that I can also share a lot of tips that aren't too well known, such as how you don't actually have to go all out trying to defend this step. Instead, after placing them, just run away. Run around the map for about 30 seconds, this will cause the defend to actually fail, and it sends the gauntlet back to the pedestal. Now, make sure not to kill any zombies during this, otherwise the trick doesn't work. Pick the gauntlet back up, and just replace it back at the statue, and run away once again. The defend will start again, but this time, it won't fail. So you can just run around the map up until it finishes by itself. Once it does finish, I'm able to grab the Staff of Ra out of the hole that it opened in the wall, and place it in the statue's hands.
3 cheers for us. Hip hip.
The only other thing I'm able to do now is finish the Uranus Gauntlet. Earlier, I done this little circle lockdown, but I didn't do the upgrade steps. First, I shoot a zombie so that it hits the arrow here, and then shoot the feather up in the air 1 time. The second arrow I have to shoot is behind the mystery box spawn, and this feather I have to shoot twice. I clearly wasn't worried about the power up that dropped and didn't bother trying to avoid it. I didn't realize just how close I came to losing the run until I turned around and seen what specific power up had dropped. The final arrow is right beside the Karen Gauntlet pedestal, and for this feather I have to shoot it twice as well. Run back to the pedestal and enter its portal to finish off its upgrade. This also gives me a moment of fun, since I can just run around it blasting the zombies away like an airbender. Once I finish this upgrade, I take a moment to hit the box a few times. Of course, it offers homunculus, and I'm not gonna admit how many times I've actually been spamming the box during a fire sale, and ended up trading out Pegasus Strike for the homunculus by accident. 4,000 points later, I see the best wonder weapon in BO4, the Hellion. I was easily able to afford to get it pack-a-punched, and then just kill the zombies to end the round. I actually still had 33 left after everything I had already done this round. Literally, the first zombie to spawn in turns into the electric one I needed. So I'm able to finish off lining up the sundial step within the first few seconds. I'm still holding the Uranus Gauntlet, and I come into the amphitheater to stand on the circle to activate the put on a show step. For this, I have to come stand on the circle, and if it spawns zombies down in the map, I have to use the charge shot to run around killing them. Or if it spawns the zombies up in the stands, I have to use the single shot to kill them. And then run back to the original small circle and just repeat the step 2 more times. each adding an additional set of zombies. I grabbed a bit of extra points it drops once it finishes, as well as the max ammo. I specifically come down to the portal in the Spartan Monument area and use it so that it spawns me directly near the wall with the symbols on it. Shooting the symbols in this particular order triggers a cutscene. This is where we get to see just how much of a clown Shaw is. As soon as the cutscene ends, I'll hurry over to place the Pegasus strike down in front of the portal. This causes it to start lifting the giant crossbow up right below there, which I just used a gauntlet to shoot at to turn it until it stops. On to the final step. Back in spawn, I melee the fire with the shield again, and then this time I specifically use the portal in the Stow of Athenians, since it teleports me directly to the trap that I need to activate. I activate it and then walk up under it so that it turns the flame on the shield spear green. I keep it out still and go back to where I placed the Pegasus strike and melee the crossbow so that it releases the arrow. Come down behind Pack-a-Punch and that's where I can enter the portal for the boss fight. On round 3. Not bad. Now, what if I told you that I'm about to face another RNG part, or in other words, I got through the whole Easter egg, entered the boss fight, and then learned I'd have to restart over and over and over again. But I'll get to that part in a second. The first part of this boss fight is always the same, and it's pretty simple. The Giga Troll spawns, and as soon as it dies, it causes a round flip. Then the Pegasus starts to fly towards me, and I just use the Hellion to shoot it a few times, although it only takes like 2 shots of it to normally make the Pegasus land. Using the unupgraded staff specialist, I used a melee spam trick with it. To do this, all you have to do is hold down your melee button and then spam press whatever button you use to pull out your specialist. As long as your staff isn't fully upgraded, it'll do this really broken melee spam. This allows me to completely finish off all phases of Pegasus within that single phase of it being downed. I have to jump away to avoid the damage it's doing to that island afterwards, but as soon as I'm able to, I jump back to the original island. Now this is the RNG part. The fact I had to do this whole Easter egg just to get to this one moment for just one chance at testing each idea is kinda why this took a year of runs to figure out. Basically, this boss flips around every time it teleports down to the island, as well as every time it teleports away. So can you imagine how many rounds get lost at this point? Don't worry, of course, that's unacceptable. When the Perseus phase starts, he can do an attack where he stays up on the mountain and just throws down these fire spots to stay on the ground, or he can teleport down onto the island, which is when you can damage him. He has a much higher chance of staying up on the island than he does of teleporting down right away, and if that happens, it's time to restart. Seriously. Until he teleports down right away. Once he does, I have to quickly pull out Specialist and use the same melee spam trick to kill him. If done fast enough, I can hit the damage threshold where the game registers him being done within the few seconds of the round change so that it stops any round flips from ever actually happening, even though the animation of him standing up and then dying still plays out. Allowing me to complete Ancient Evil by round 5. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed the video, and I appreciate you all hanging out through it. I'll be having another video up soon, and I hope to see you guys then, but for now, I'll catch you all later.